these jockey or pulley wheels on mountain bikes or racing bikes and figure out which replacement one are the most relevant one. So right now you're seeing here an old Shimano style jockey wheel, and we're going to look at the options we have to replace it. There are normally 4 quality classes of jockey wheels. The first ones are the standard ones, plastic in production on most standard bikes. We have a metal jockey wheel. We have one with better bearings, and then we have the little higher end ones. So let's take a look at the first one. So this one is a standard one. It's made in plastic. It doesn't really have bearings, so it has a bushing. So I'm going to take it off so you can see. So that's what it looks like. Basically, it sits with a screw here, and then it turns around the middle, of course. So there's nothing wrong with it. You can still use it. Basically, what you can do is clean it inside, you can loop it, and then you can get it to work again. However, when these starts to wear, it might be time for you to change them, or if you want to increase the speed by which the jockey wheels turn, then you have to look at some upgrades. These ones are the cheapest ones. Now, one step up would be an aluminum choice. So when you upgrade them, one of the things you have to note is, of course, the type that you're going to upgrade to. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your original wheel, that the new one will match it. So in this case, we're going to count how many tooths it has. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a 10 tooth wheel. If you look at this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that is typically the standard. So if we can find one that has a little fewer, we will match this one exactly. You can also see that there's a size difference between this one and this one. So that's also something you have to take into consideration when you buy or you choose the jockey wheel that you're interested in. Now in this case, one other thing you want to take a look at is the width. So normally the standard size here is 10 millimeters. Some could be narrower, some could be wider, but that's one of the things you also want to check to make sure that you get the same width. Now if we take this one, this is an aluminum wheel. It actually has the same width. So in this case we're lucky. It has 10 millimeters. This is made of aluminum, so it is of course more durable than this one. If you take off the little cover here, you can see that it actually has a bearing in here. However, it is not sealed. What is also interesting to notice is that what it turns around will be this one. So this one pushes on one side, and we have one identical that pushes on the other side. So that's how this one turns. However, as you can see here, it doesn't turn freely when you press it in, which means that if you want to have this running loosely, you have to mount this one with thread locker, and you cannot tighten it tight because otherwise that's going to pinch on this one and it doesn't make it rotate freely. But you can get this to run pretty well, and it looks pretty cool. Look at the color. So that's of course an option. What I'm not so happy about with this one is that the bearings doesn't really help a lot versus this one. Now one step up would be what we call the closed bearing jockey wheels. So this one, you cannot take off the cover. So this is closed, so you don't get a lot of dirt and stuff going into there. This is also made out of aluminum. And when you pinch this one, it turns a little bit better. However, it doesn't rotate freely. But definitely this is a better one. When you mount it, you have these small adapters that goes into the middle hole in order to control the wobbling, how much it wobbles when you tighten it up. And that depends of course on your bolt width and the hole width that you're using. The fourth option is this one. When you hold this one and pinch it and turn it, let's see if we can do that. It rotates and it spins really, really well. So that is why this is a better quality. It basically has the same functions as this one, but this one is of much better quality because of the free rotation. And that's why if you wanted to upgrade it to the more higher level, I would suggest you choose something like this that has a free rotation. Right? So that's the 4 different options you have. In terms of price levels, it depends on who you're getting it from. So that can be a wide range, but as these are the cheaper ones, typically you can get these for between $5 and $10. These ones are not much more expensive, typically produced by different smaller factories across the world. So these are also around $5 to $10. If you go up here, you get to about 10 to 15, and this one is about $15 to $20 to buy. So that's kind of the price range. There is much more advanced versions of this kind of wheel. You can get them with higher quality. I think the most expensive ones I've seen is $300. So the quality of the wheels can of course be higher than this, but these I would say would be the normal choices. If I'm really concerned about the speed, this would be the best version. However, doing different tests of using of different bearings for these ones, you cannot get a lot of increase in wattage. So if you are interested in wattage, this one versus this one will maybe give you 1.5 watt more in terms of speed. So that's not a lot. But of course, if you're after the last little piece, then you should go to something like this. Hopefully this little video was helpful to help you select what jockey or pulley wheel for your mountain bike or racing bike that you need to choose.